Hi, welcome to another episode of Spontaneous Sparky. And, I wanted to share just a common question. I got it today, and I wanted to just bring it up. A lot of people will say, Sparky, what do you need a coach for social media? And, it's an interesting question because a lot of people are on Facebook and, a lot of people are already on LinkedIn, but they use it maybe, let's say maybe a fraction, maybe 10%. Some avid users might use it 15, 20%. But there's so many tools in there and so many ways that are just clever and unique. And it's not always pulling them down from the drop-down menus. Little tips like, let me give you an example. Here's a freebie that I'll share. There's a feature that's shown up in LinkedIn over the last year, and it shows you who's following you. It's actually probably been longer than a year. It shows you who's looked at your profile and who's followed you. And, it's pretty cool to go in and pull it down and see. It's very intriguing, right? But let me just share a quick, I'd call it like a guerrilla marketing strategy or guerrilla marketing tip within LinkedIn. So rather than just going and seeing who's looked at you and then, being reactive about it, do this. If you've got a prospect that you're really wanting to call and you've been trying to engage with, or maybe you haven't engaged yet at all, but let's just say that, you've got a good prospect list that you've just developed. Go into LinkedIn, find those people. Don't ask to link to them, but simply go in there and view their profiles. And what's going to happen is next time they log in, they're going to see, 9 people have visited your profile, and they're going to look. And of course, you're going to be there, and it's going to show who you are and what you do. So that's an interesting tip there. When you get coaching in social media, you can learn hundreds of tips like that, and it really shortcuts the process. And it gets you in front of your most valued prospects, and it allows you to leverage your networks the most. One of the most intriguing things I've found about social media is it's not the individual tools, it's the sum of all parts. So, learning how to leverage each of those social media channels, that's a good way to call it, channels. Learning how to leverage each one of those social media channels can exponentially grow the value in each one of your networks and exponentially grow the size of that network. And, myself and my colleague, David Griffith, the two of us, we're into the, 10s, 20, 30 millions of connections when you get into the, first, second, and third tier. And, honestly, for us, that means we never make a cold call ever again. And there's a lot of power in that. Thanks for joining me today for another Spontaneous Sparky.